Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everybody's having a great Friday. I am headed up to Arkansas, and I just figured I would try to get this weekly video made. I hope y'all enjoy the clips and everything I've got prepared for you. This week in our authority, been pretty interesting. I've had a pretty good bit of stuff going on. I was doing my invoicing one night, and Trucking Office would not recognize Hazelhurst, Mississippi. Now, granted, it's not a huge town or anything like that, but it does have a zip code, and for some reason, the software would not recognize the zip code on that particular night. I just thought that was kind of funny. We did get our Love's card in for our fuel, so I'm going to be fueling up at the Love's. It's not the greatest discount, but they do have a drink program and the tire pass, and I can get tires there, mechanical work done, and they are the closest national truck stop to where I do my driving every day. So that's who I'm going to use for the time being, probably for the first year, and then I'm going to expand out into some other fuel cards. We had some great news yesterday of some upcoming things. It's going to increase the level of work that I'm going to be doing. I can't tell you what it is yet, but y'all stay tuned, and I promise you won't be let down. It's going to be pretty cool to watch as things develop. Now, when you get your authority, you have to do 2 hours of mandatory supervisor training, 1 hour of alcohol training, and 1 hour of drug training. We got that done this weekend, and oh man, that was like watching paint dry. There's so much repetitiveness. I can't even talk. It's very repetitive. It's very much common sense, but we got it done, and we've got the little papers to print out and all that kind of stuff to put into our driver files. Now, the driver file is something that I've got to do a little bit more fine-tuning on, and making sure that I'm getting everything prepared for the DOT audit. I was telling my dad yesterday, he didn't even realize that we're on an 18-month probationary period as a new entrant. You know, we got the 6-month DOT audit that's going to be done, and you know, apparently if there's no problems after 18 months, you get your, you get out of probationary period. So it's not a 100% given that you're going to continue as a truck business. I mean, they hold you to pretty high standards, which is good for the industry, but it's hard for people that want to get in on the ground floor and build up a company. I think they make it difficult for, a reason, because there is money to be made in the industry, and the more difficult they make it, the less people that will try to get in there, which I guess it could be, the less people that are involved in it, the more money is to be made. Because if it was easy and everybody did it, I guess we would all be making pennies. And I was listening to some videos yesterday where they were talking about the so-called driver shortage and everything. And I think we shoot ourselves in our own foot with the regulations. And some of these companies are so strict, they'll fire somebody at the drop of a hat, and then next thing you know, they'll ruin somebody's career. And that's one less driver in the driver pool. And when you're getting your own authority, every step of the way in this industry, from getting your CDL, going through your training, spending time at the company, whether it's going to different shippers and receivers, then when you get your lease truck, or when you buy a truck and then you lease on with a carrier, and then when you finally get your own authority, you're going to develop new skills. You can't be afraid to develop those skills and to let those skills drive your career. I mean, just like I was saying, if it was easy, everybody's going to do it. You have to be willing to change. You have to have the drive behind you to keep going. Keep your eyes on the prize. Don't lose focus. It's just like invoicing. It's not extremely difficult, but you do have to take the extra time to do it and to learn it and to master it. Because invoicing is one of those things, if you mess it up, your money might not come. And when you do it, you better be very masterful at it, very detail-oriented at it, and make sure you got all your I's dotted and all your T's crossed. Well, this last week was our 52nd week at our direct shipper. I think that's a pretty good roll so far. I never thought that I was going to be able to get in our direct shipper while I was leased on with the company. And I'll always be thankful for Advanced Trucking to help me make that step. And then on top of that, when I got my own authority to be able just to jump straight into my direct shipper, that was a whole nother level of awesomeness. I didn't even have to go to the spot market as of yet. Now, something could happen any day, and they could kick me out and kick me to the curb. That's just a risk that I take. I mean, it's just like when you're working with a broker, you think you have a relationship with the broker, and then another trucker comes in there and starts pulling his loads cheaper than you. You know, there's truly no loyalty among customers. It's all about how much money you make. It's business. It's not personal. Just like they say in the gangster films and everything, it's just business. Nothing personal. They're going to try to make as much money as they can make, and you're going to try to make as much money as you can make. That is the name of the game. I mean, we're not out here to be showboating. We're not out here for our health, for dang sure, because I would say 95% of truck drivers' health goes downhill faster than anybody else. If you're out working in a lumber yard, or if you're out selling cars, I guarantee you your health is going to be doing a lot better than a truck driver who's sitting down for 11 hours a day behind a wheel with very little chance to get out and exercise or talk to people, because it's not a social job. That's why a lot of us are kind of unsociable or snappy, or, you know, some of us even smell from what they say. But I mean, we have to drive. We have to make the time in order to make the loads. And, you know, that don't include being able to go by and talk to your buddy. I mean, we have cell phones now, thank the Lord. That gives us a connection across this great nation to where we could talk to our friends and family. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be able to talk to my dad, but maybe once every other week when I went to see him. So I'm very grateful for our cell phones and our other connection methods. You know, Facebook's all right. I like the YouTube because there's a lot of learning, and through learning, I believe you can find happiness, because you get to understand everything around you. And some of the beautiful videos, I mean, there's some guys that do some camping videos out there that really have some good equipment and can make some beautiful shots. I don't get a chance to watch them as much, which I don't get a chance to watch as many videos as I would like, you know, because I'm busy. I'm hoping one day not to be as busy, but it looks like the foreseeable future, the rest of this year and the first part of next year, are definitely going to be swamped. So if I'm not liking on your videos, or if I'm not commenting on your videos, y'all please forgive me. I try to get to them and watch them, but you know, I have to manage the business first and make sure I'm on top of things with it. I wanted to say something about some of these motivational videos. See, I've been watching a lot of motivation videos lately, not because I need to be motivated, but because I'm trying to find some positivity. Because there's mountains and mountains of negativity out there. I mean, I'm not even going to go into it. Y'all know what I am talking about. So I've watched probably the last 2 weeks a lot of motivational from preachers, to secularists. I've listened to a lot of people with the positivity for picking yourself up and making it happen. And some of them talk about how life will hit you. And that got me to thinking, if you know somebody's going to hit you, and there's no doubt you're fixing to get hit, in my opinion, hit them first. So what I mean is, if you know life's got something in store for you, you know something bad might be coming, you need to be prepared. You need to have some systems in place to hit life first, to be successful and driven before life has a chance to hit you. You know, that's the big thing. Don't let life smack you around and you not have the preparations ready to take it on. Hit it first. Have the money in the bank. Be prepared for anything life can throw at you, even your own death. Have something in place to where those that you love will be taken care of. We're not all really good at that, but I think, talking about it means that we can do better. So the first rule of success for anybody is to get your butt out of bed. Get your butt out of bed and get going. That's the first rule of success, because there's a lot of people that hit the snooze button. There's a lot of people that just sleep in. When you have a weekend off, it's good to sleep in a little bit. I ain't lying to you, but before you know it, you can waste an entire weekend just resting, just laying around, when you could have went and visited family, when you could have went and spent some time with your friends, or worked in the yard and really felt accomplished. Because I think it was last weekend I ended up pretty much sitting around the house and relaxing all weekend, which it was a hard week, and my body was sore and hurting from the work that I had done. So yeah, I kind of sat around and took it easy. And it being Friday, I'm looking towards tomorrow and Sunday, and already my left ankle, well, actually it's not my ankle, it's the tendon on the back side of my foot, is in a bad way. I've strained it or stretched it, and I can barely walk on that foot. But you gotta man up and push through it whenever you make commitments and you're got a load to take. Sometimes you have to push through those issues, as long as you can do it safely. I mean, that's part of the business. Whenever you are with a direct shipper, you got to make dang sure when you tell them you're going to do something, you do it. Even if you're a little sick, as long as you can do it safely. Because if you feel unsafe, there's no shipper or company in the world that's going to want you to get on out there and drive it, because you're going to take a risk with their materials, with your truck, and other people's lives, and they're just not going to want you to do that. But if you can do it safely, you get out there and you make it happen, because you give them your word, and your word is your reputation. If you can't follow through on what you tell people, they're going to come down on you, and they're going to spread the word. And next thing you know, you're not going to be getting any loads, or nobody's going to be trusting you with anything. Well, that's enough. I'm going to let y'all go with that. It's been almost 15 minutes. I'm about over here to Monroe, Louisiana for my first stop, and then I'm going to ease on up into Arkansas. But God bless everybody. I still have not got any money yet. This is week 3. It ain't fun watching that bank account go down, down, down. God bless. I'll catch y'all on the next ride.